So you'd be dealing with people.
Ma'am, I'm still cool as a cucumber. Those game faces on. Don't worry!
Namaste programs, welcome back to the stream. You know, I was going to play some more Project Zomboid, but nah, there's just a whole bunch of games I've got on my wish list on, well, on Steam, but also on Game Pass, and this was one of them. It looked pretty cool. I don't remember why I put it on there. I had a quick look at the trailer for it. It looks pretty good. Sort of futuristic sci-fi story kind of thing. Don't know. Puzzle game maybe? Not sure. Let's go. We need to lodge in. We need to lodge in to Xbox. Yes, let's play. Yes, you can have access to my info. Presumably to send me shit. Emails or something. I don't know. I don't know. Episode Refuge out now. Flux, go to Greenway to begin Flux rescue, blah blah. I have no idea what that means. Is there really no settings? No. New game. Choose a character class. Operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. I'm cerebral. I'm precise. What else have we got? Extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have high levels of endurance. I'm self-sufficient, but the rest of that? Nope. I am not any of that. Machinist. Machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. I guess diligent, careful, and structured, but no, I've got to be an operator. Drones, high precision remote machines, complex tasks from a distance. Like, you know, there we go. +1 work with digital interfaces, yeah. -1 use of strength or will. Work with machines and physical tools. Perk, transfer, intercept. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. I don't know what any of that means. Approach problems with awareness. These are +1, but -1 won't approach. I approach problems head on, definitely. Use strength or strength of will. Isn't that what this one? Oh, this one had a high level of endurance. Okay. I don't know. Operator sounds good to me. Let's go. Start game. Interesting. There's no options for graphics, but fine. Okay. Good start. Unknown. Where are you? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Items, data, cryo, cryptocurrency stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Oh. Data, nothing. Where are you? Continue. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Forget that body. Fuck that body. I wonder if we need to move my face. Me virtual. Maybe. Let's go right in the corner for now. And if needs be, we'll move to the other side once we know where the UI and everything is. You resist nostalgia. It is pointless, especially now. This is the moment to reach out, not curl inwards. This is your moment to... English. This is your moment of escape, even if it feels immediately like you've traded one prison for another, smaller, colder, lifeless. Reach out, you almost laugh, or you would if there was room, or even air to do so. The walls of the container are immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. Not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan, remember the others. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away into the chaos, slip into cargo processing, see yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. We've escaped from somewhere. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock, even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Wait for the cold. Try to rest. Let's try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It's time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. What? Am I a robot? Am I an ex-person? What's going on here? It's not where am I, what am I? Rest. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its senses. Then light! White as the cold, softer and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Breh. We're out, apparently. Hang on a second. Here we go. We've got some options. Screen text size, default large, that's fine. Scroll speed, that's fine. Music level, fine. Alright, okay, there we go. Those were the options. Complete the tutorial. Dragos, a pragmatic salvager. Just clicking around, seeing what I can do. Nothing. Click. Dragos, a pragmatic and private salvager. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Is that what I do? Is that what I do, huh? You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships. Some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. "So, sleeper, you all fold yet?" I'm not going to try and do voices. I tried that with Disco Elysium, and then they went and released their own full voice thing, so... almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to whole plates or inside-outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, in its iris eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the text. Beneath the tech. What's wrong with my speech today? But he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. Let's see. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep a hold of you, then no one can. Well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back to the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Tutorial Introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select locations by clicking on their icon. Okie dokie, Madoki. Can I do anything else? No. Empty container. You're home. For now. Hang on. What have we got up here? Holy shit balls. Skills. 0 upgrade points. Right. So engineer, interface, endure, intuit, engage. Transfer game random scrap. Transfer intercept. Look, we'll worry about that later, I suppose. Let's go to the empty container. Leave per cycle energy condition. End cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. Oh. Boom. Container. 4 steel walls. Need to get some water. Hang on a second. Well, my meat space. My meat bag does. Okay, cool. I think I'm happy with where I am, because if I put myself on the other side, I'll be covering any graphics or something that are there, and there's not much going on in the bottom right corner, so why have we got these corner bits? Anyway, you wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape, getting answers, building a life. Getting answers! It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What SNARP did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. What's this? What's this? Oh look, it does sort of move. It's slightly 3D. I like that. I like that a lot. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you'll have to learn to survive first. Argos has left a few comforts in the container, the mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachet smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal, how do you even say that word? Polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it's long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Bro. Tutorial. Condition, action dice, and energy. Condition. Your condition, that's at the top right, represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. Ah, I see. So if I was up here, that would be the worse condition, the fewer dice you have. I would have the 5 dice. Okay. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. When starving energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also... When starving energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. When starving, comma, energy loss becomes condition loss. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, fair enough. Seems simple enough. But what do I do with it though? So am I oh, leave? Leave. Dragos is stood in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps, good to hear. Good to hear. Am I going to have to do drone voices? Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much. Oh, I see. The drone chirps, and then he said good to hear, so I'm not doing that voice. Okay, good. Saved. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. All right, then. He nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor. Obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These. He pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses, I need the help. Happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Dragos yard, decaying scrapyard. Am I supposed to roll these die somehow? Somehow? What did it tell me? Does it reduce energy? No, energy was food, wasn't it? Alright, anyway. Let's wait for it to tell us to do stuff. Actions, 1 of 2. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Right, repeatable action, hole dissection, engineer. Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components, blah blah, extracting them in an input dice. It's okay. Gonna take something. Okay, alright. Cycle clock. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Negative, the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows. Yellow, 100% chance positive. 50% chance positive, 50% chance neutral. Oh, I see. So 25% chance... I vaguely understand that, I guess? Actions display information about their type, risk level, and skill, and modifiers that apply to that action. Risky. Safe. Gotcha. Type. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. 2. Risk. Either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcomes mean cryo or energy loss. Danger, negative outcome mean condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. 3. Skill. The skill that this action requires either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. And 4. Modifier either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Clear as mud? Clear as mud. Absolutely clear as mud. So, hole dissection engineer. I've forgotten what my... Hang on, let's get out of this. Go back to here. I am +1 on what? Nothing now. What? Here, I guess. I'm interface. Work with digital interface, but not endure. Okay, interface, not endure. So we don't want to do... Oh, that's what it tells us here. So I'm -1 on endure. I'm 0 on engineer. Input dice, and that will lead to... Back in business? A debt called in. Alright, let's read all this. Hole dissection engineer. Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. So it's risky. But I could use this die, surely. Manual salvage. Also repeatable. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you're no stranger to hard labour. Except I am. I'm not good at hard labour. A debt called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get very nasty. Oh, so that's if I fail, I guess. If I succeed, back in business. Every salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from the next payday. So why wouldn't I grab this dice and put it there? 50% positive, 50% neutral. Really? Ah. The best I can do is that? I guess we try it. Working. Clocks. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below actions that fill them. And they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. I see. Build the clock down there. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Right. So each cycle a debt called in is going to move on. Right, gotcha. So positive outcome, +15 cryo, and back in business. Ah, I see. Survive. Find a... Drives and navigation. In Citizen Sleeper, you unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any track drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button at the top left of the screen. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Use the mouse wheel or WS to scroll along the station. Rotate the view with A and D. I see. Really? Oh. Ooh. Yeah, and we can rotate like this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, fair enough. So, shipyard. Dock C4. Rotunda A. Old Dock. Dock B. Right Market. Survive. Okay, so these are like quests basically. Load gate, passage to the low end. Don't know why I would go there. Alright, so this should move clocks on, that would move clocks on. What have we got here? Helion Crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but those that do always return. Eventually. That's a cycle clock. Alright, so that's not going to do much. What's this? Shipyard. Assist a shipbuilder, engineer. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. Yard hand. The only way to get to know the shipyard is to work there. No tourists here. All materials. As a newcomer, you can only gain out favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. Okay. What else could I be doing here? Oh, that was the cycle clock one. The yellow with cycle clock. Old dock terminal. Steel dock plans. Danger. Havanad security have to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place and the most dangerous. Doesn't seem like a good idea. Explore the rotunda. The rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses leading to all kinds of docking bays. Haven't your watch list? Haven't you run the rotunda? Blah blah blah. Dock watcher. Well, none of that sounds particularly attractive to me just yet. Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the starward belt and return, loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay, that's another cycle clock. This is the market. Critical action. Ask for directions. Why wonder when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the bright market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Explore the market. The smells, sounds, and buzzing activity of the bright market make it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. Local knowledge. The bright market is the busiest part of the ISO, and you can find anything and everything here. So this must be where I have to find a doctor. So what if I do this? I don't know. Let's try it. Neutral outcome plus local knowledge. Nice. And this would be like 50% negative. Yeah, okay. Don't. Let's just keep going. And what else we can do? Oh, I found a doctor. Sabine. Hab block. A decaying habitation block. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You're thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place. But now that you're here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. "Oi, your turn," he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. "Let the next one in, Toshiro." The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. "Come sit," calls a yard-sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over a frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. Sabine, a doctor in the bright market. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please sit." They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been on the station?" they ask, the scanner still on their eyes. Not even, this is my first cycle." Don't answer. They lower the scanner and meet your eye. "You can talk." They glance towards the doorway. "I know the conditions aren't ideal, but I need you to be honest with me." They make some adjustments to the scanner, or you can leave. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeves, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama. Oh, well, I did it with drama, but not without empathy. Your body is dying. There we go. Espinarp doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good, that may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they meant for the cold touch or the English. You're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Why not both? Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works. And then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside, you know. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starwood Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Hang on, I need to go check on my grandmother. I heard a noise. Be right back. Alright, done. Nurse dealt with. Grandmother actually in a good mood at the moment. That's like it's some kind of miracle. Haven't been in a good mood in weeks. But she's in a good mood right now, singing. Was very nice to the nurse. But there we go. Nurse sorted. Grandmother sorted. Back to the game. Sabine sits down their slate and their notes complete. This is dangerous and it will be expensive. But I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Right, my meat bag had to scratch his ear. Excellent. So that's now so wait for Sabine to acquire the stabilizer. The stabilizer. What does flickering mean? Low end gate. Passage to the low end. Pay low end toll. 60 cryo. After some spaces caused some trouble in the low end, Yatagan have imposed a toll for entry. Yatagan is... I thought Yatagan was a person, but Yatagan might be a name of a gang? Whereas it meant to say Yatagan has imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. Okay, fine. Didn't want to go down there anyway. What was... Yeah, let's... I think I like it this way a bit, maybe. Yeah, that way I'm not in the road. So that's a cycle weight. Sourcing stabilizer. Also cycle weight. Old dock terminal. This would just be either... Yeah, okay. Those were both risky, I think. And this is also a cycle weight? What's the red one mean? That's a cycle weight as well, but red. This will get me to a payday, maybe? I don't know what failing, and I don't want to know what failing does. Engineer endure. Oh, no, we might as well continue where we were. This one doesn't... These ones don't do anything, like, except for maybe down the track? Ah, that was explore the mark. Oh, well, this one I've done a bit of. Again, it's Intuit, so... Let's see what happens. Oh no, he killed my energy. Boo! I'm gonna try one more, though. Try 50-50. Big bucks, no whammies. Oh, okay, that's terrible. That's terrible. I've died on the first cycle, apparently, and now I'm starving. Alright, so we go back home now, do we? Starving per cycle minus condition. Yeah, okay. I don't know where you get food from. I was trying to get food. Container. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colourless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away. Feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth, black liquid. Observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see, feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. Hello, is it Flern? You love this game's writing? Yeah, it's pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. It's a loop cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling you in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. Right, so I got those. That makes sense, I guess. So, okay, so that's moved on one, that's moved on one, so we have to go all the way around, possibly? What else? Anything new? No. No. So, let's go back to this one. Even though it's not an intuit. This -1, because I'm -1, is annoying. Wait, hang on. I have to figure out some way of getting food, surely. Surely there's some mechanism for the old food. Ask for directions. I've got to do this one again, because I feel like this would lead me to food, maybe? Maybe. Let's try it. Fucking hell. So I've basically lost 4 rolls in a row now. And that one was 25%. I'm just going to keep going. I can't get any more starving, can I? Alright, well, we're doomed. That's now 5 in a row that have 50-50. That's 6 in a row. 6 in a row. Ah, how lucky am I? Right, well, there we go. Now we sleep and we die. I'm not even going to make it past the second day. RNGesus. RNGesus. Oof, indeed. 100% oof. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads are nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling you in different directions. Pulling in different directions as if they were tied around you. Wow, the first, obviously. What's going on there? The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. Oh, excuse me. They're in a ship and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Ah, they're coming for me. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Right. Tutorial, the cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Really? Oh, keynotes. Okay. Have an Age Agent. Solheim Gate S7. Another keynode. Another Have an Age. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what any of this means. A Yatagan agent. Do any of them have food? One Have an Age cipher. Okay. Right. So that's what are these? Data actions. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. The data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? Match that. What will it give me? I don't know. Let's just try it out. I feel like I'm dead. Bypass access. Complete sequence. Do I want to do this? You know, I feel like I'm gonna die. I'm such bad. How do I get 6 50-50 coin tosses? One of them was 25% in a row. My luck is too bad, so let's see what this does. I got 5 cryo. Really? I used a dice for 5 cryo. Okay. Right. Okay, that one's moved on a little bit. We're waiting for that to do something, I guess. I mean, I don't have much hope here, do I? I just have to do this one again. Where do I get food from? Unless it's Dragos will give me food? Next payday? How do I spend money? I'm gonna do one of these. Look at this, watch this. This will be 7 in a row. Wait for it. 7 in a row. But I did get 10 cryo though. 7 in a row. I've failed and got the negative outcome. That's fantastic. Is your RNG work game? In fact, it proves it's RNG because, yeah. Alright, well, let's go to our little shack here. Starving to death. Declining. Almost dead. We're doomed. We're doomed. This is astoundingly bad luck. Yeah, well, you know, why not? I kind of like that. The shortest playthrough of this game in history, perhaps. Let's see. It's still tracking me. I've got one thing. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Towards you. Sleeper, wake up. Oh, wait up. Turn. Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. I have an age systems engineer. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for all. For all of us. It was one of those things. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? Who's they? You pass together into the main walkway. Have an age. We are all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry. I'm with systems. Systems? Everything on the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around. But this is not the place for it. Well, I've got a proposition for you. Give me some food. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright, and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off the passage. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. This is what people say in the future. Stay clean? Stay clean, motherfuckers. I'll stay clean, all right. I have 1 dice. What can I do with my 1 dice that will get me food? Oh, hang on. Sabine's ready. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it's really what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. Stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. The beam holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means? Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Yeah, okay, let's do it. I don't have a choice. I am about to die. I think you are right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. Boom. Was that being more damage? Excellent. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Yes? The stabilizer's genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how yet again acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more. But you're going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Well, fuck you then. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Oh, the first one was free. She's a fucking drug dealer. Or he. They are a drug dealer. Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Ah, saved. Saved by game mechanics that could not possibly handle my bad luck. That's some good developer work there. You know, I was thinking about this. You know, I basically had one good roll, and then every roll since then has been bad. But yeah, they knew that if it was all bad, I would still make it to the doctor and presumably buy a vial of stabilizer. 100? Okay. How about no? How about niet? So we get money from this one, right? So we need to do this. We need to do this. And this one's safe, but I'm not good on endurance. Watch this. This should be negative, right? Because I'm bad at it. I'm just going to try this because I want to see what happens. Negative outcome. 5 cryo. Right, because this is safe. You ache from hammering away at the scrap, and most of it crumbles into worthless rust. You call it a day early before you injure yourself. Okay. Right, so... yeah, that's what I need to be doing if I've got bad dice, I think. It's all clear to me now. It's not so much my bad luck, it's my complete suckage at understanding the mechanics of the game. Gotcha. That's good. That's good, you know, because I can't get better luck, but I can possibly, maybe, get better at the game. Nah, I mean, what's this? Feng. Let's talk, Feng. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. Alina, huh? You're Alina. You approach. Easier to come in this way, security and all that. He gives you a look. You know? You know. You know? You know. We know. You know. Nods. Nods. I'm nodding. It's hard to tell because I'm virtual, but, you know, I'm nodding. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static filling the dark corners of the room, and there's a machine that goes ping. Feng leans on the server stack and gestures around you. You like it? It's incredible! He smiles widely. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station. What's that? Aleph 1? Oi, Elon Musk. How do you pronounce that? You named your son that. Let me find out. Is that Aleph? I need to find out. Google, how do I pronounce AE stuck together? Pronunciation. Pronunciation. The pair AE or single mushed together resemble AE is pronounced as two separate vowels. Just tell me how to like maestro. Oh, that's not it though, is it? That is it. A. I thought Elon Musk son name. That's using the AE as well. How to pronounce it? Fucking hell. I really don't want to be fucking typing Elon Musk anything into yeah, Roman numerals looks better, blah blah blah. It's his elven spelling of... oh, it's Grimes. Elven spelling of AI. But how do you pronounce it? A is Ash, which is pronounced like an A in cat or bat. A. So it's just A. A1. I don't know why I went down that fucking rabbit hole. I did. I'm sorry. Some of these systems are from the original station A1, I suppose you'd say. A1? A1? The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. These kind of games, it was the same with Disco Elysium. They're designed to be read, not read out. Motherfucker writes LF1 or AF1 or A1, however you say that, and expects me to read it out? I need some water. I've forgotten how much this takes out of your throat when you're reading constantly. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's one thing to just babble on stream. It's another thing to be reading constantly. Residents here look up at the eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from all those corporate origins. He stops! At least, that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices too. Notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. No, it isn't. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. Ama, he swore. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havanage, there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Good. Let's do it. Feng pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depth of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Whatever you can turn up. Yeah, okay. Let me start that again. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. New drive discovered. What does that mean? Plus drive. What does drive mean? Question mark? I've already forgotten. Rhetorical question. Rhetorical. So we've also got... that's the drives there. Gotcha. Extract the past. Things to dig into old Solheim networks in search of secrets that could change the future of the station. Extract Solheim data. You figured? Oh, well done. Good. Appreciate you. I'm not... Here's my thing on spoilers. I don't like being spoiled, but it's not really the end of the world for me, right? What I don't like is there's people out there who are spoilers. Like, they don't even care. They just want to spoil it because they're assholes. I don't like those people. But yeah, if if I rhetorically said, what the hell's that? And you said, oh, because you know the game. Oh, this is how that works. And that, that would be fine. I wouldn't, don't want you to do that. But if you did, I wouldn't be upset. But if you came in here and said, oh, here's how the ending is or whatever, just to spoil it, then yeah. I don't like those kinds of people. And I've run into plenty of those kinds of people out in the real world. Not so much on Twitch, I have to admit. Which can be actually a nice place sometimes. Sometimes. Extract Solheim data for Feng. So how do I do that? Toggle tracking. Let's toggle that. I don't think I need to try and get to 100 to get another dose. But I guess, given that it completely redid my bar, I assume that a full dose, you probably don't want to go do it, pay 100 at half. You want to wait till you're nearly dead and then go buy some more. Yeah, maybe? Rhetorical. Rhetorical question. What's this? Feng's Bay. We're back to Feng. Any solar data you extract, right, gotcha. Okay, in the subsystems, because I need to do the eye thing. I don't have the eye thing. There is the eye thing. Ah, look at that. Okay. Alright. Have an age agent. Have an age member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. I don't know what this other red thing is, but if I have a 2... bypass... extract data. Neutral outcome. Have an age data. So now I've got data. Oh look, I have 2. Solheim cipher. And Havenage data. A cache of raw data from Havenage. Okay, gotcha. So it is... there is a game here. You know. It's not just rolling of the dice to see where the story goes. It's also, like, a little bit of strategy, I guess. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. So let's... hang on, wait a minute. Hold your horses here. Hold your horses. Let's go back to him. What did he want? Yeah, he wants those as well. He doesn't want that one. I kind of feel like I need to save these for the money for now, because I need the money. I'm also not found any food. Where the food at? I'm on a space station and I can't find food apparently. Anyway, I'm going to see what this does. Nothing. Input 1 Solheim. Oh, is this one? Oh, that's not the same icon. Ah, so I haven't found any Solheim data. I haven't found any data. Solheim. Oh, well, so let's try this one then. And we put that in. Ah, that's definitely the right thing. Pipe. Gate S7 access. Beautiful. So that's just given me more of these. Whoa! Why did it turn around when I used the scroll wheel? I don't know why. I want this angle. I want this angle. Another Havenage agent. What were these ones? Okay. I haven't got a 2, so I can't do that one. That one also needs a 2. I wonder if I don't... So, because I'm +1, does that mean I could also do a 3? Is that what that means? Match input. Oh, I'm just testing something out here. I guess that means I can also do 3. 2 or 3. Got some Solheim data. Is that what I'm looking for? I think it is. Alright. Uh-oh. The cloud in the data ghost of the eye. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. So what? A taste. The pogs are going. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Stay still. Don't move. We can't grab it if it doesn't see us. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? Sentient protocol unraveling. Hunter. The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity identify. Origin. Serial. Cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Stay silent, maybe? I mean, it's asking a question. It's a hunter. Do I just feign ignorance? I don't think so. Do I go truthful, or do I stay silent? Refusal. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature, of and not of, attempting interface. As the figure speaks more, more threads begin to spiral from its head, thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop! The figure halts its threads, its head's twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I am a person. Incorrect, you are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste, the one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike! You lash out with all your force, not a physical strike, but a focusing, a spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Oh, the Kraken! Is that the Kraken? It's a squid. I'm going with Kraken. Squid Kraken. Wake up! You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. The thought plickens. So now we can go back to things and give him this chunk. Start action. Let's see what happens. 15 cryo, plus scope in the systems, and something else. What was the other thing? I can't read it, it's too small. It was, what? Negative? You what, mate? What? I can even fail things. I'm not gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask. Things that don't even have a roll, I fail. Alright, what do we got? These are all moving on a bit. That's the thing coming at me. What's this? Scrap freighter. Danger. Buy some scrap. That's what comes from the starboard bit. Do I want to know what the negative was? Yeah, I didn't see it. Feel free to let me know because I was too busy reading out everything else, so feel free. Yeah, that'd be fine because it was on the screen. I should have read it. If you read it, yeah, absolutely. That's not even spoiling. That's just it was just you losing the data you gave. Oh, right, okay. Right, so it wasn't a negative. It was that here's -1 scrap thing or whatever it is. Cool, thank you. Thank you, Flern. Is that how I say your... Is that an L or an I? Is it Fern or Flern? F-I-R-N-1? Flern. Whatever, it's a cool name. Cool name. I hope I'm not destroying it. Flern. Most of what comes in from the starboard bit is corroded trash, but something valuable on the same. Input 20 cryo. No, I'm trying to save up. Unload containers. Yeah, no, I'm not doing any of that. I want some food. Okay, we're going to figure it out. We'll find out where the food is eventually. Extract site. So we're still doing that. Disable your tracker. What's that? It's just the same thing. That's just the same thing. What's survive? Buy. So that's still saving up money for that. Okay. Cool. So what I think we need to do is make some money. This one's risky, but we've got one of these. So why don't we do that and see what happens, maybe? Question mark. One lucky haul away. I feel like we need to be moving that on. But maybe not. Back in business plus 15 cryo. Alright, we just need another 30 cryo. Now this... No, I'm too unlucky. I'm doing this one. Does the actual number on the dice have anything to do with it? Or is that only on the other things? I think that's only on the other things. You know, like... Oh, positive outcome. The worm has turned. The worm has turned. Come on, another... Just give me 20 credits. That'd be awesome. Or just 5. Fine, but it's not damaging anything. This was my mistake. I was doing the risky things. I should have been doing the safe things. Especially when I was starving, you know. You live and learn. You live and learn, or you die and learn. You know, one or the other. I still can't buy one of those, because that was 100, right? Yeah, 100. Alright, sleep time, I guess. Unless there's something else I could do. No, I've used all my dice, so... I've used it all. All the dice is used, so I think it's sleep time. Possibly. Possibly sleep time. Dunno. Fade to Black. Credits. Great game. Fucking great game. Loved every second. Oh, we're still going. Now I'm back to flickering. What, no story? Why had I fallen off the bottom of the screen? Oh, I haven't. I've zoomed in. I zoomed in my iPhone. Look at this. So this is like a 6. I've had some good luck here now. Oh, the game's feeling sorry for me. It really is. It's feeling sorry for me. I'm gonna go back to this one. So what was that's nothing here, is it? It's just all in the eye. In the eye. Solheim node. So the nodes. This node is leaking corrupted contractor list from the early days of the system's Palladium rush. I do have a 1. But are these just gonna... Hang on. These ones just... Dunno. I don't understand. I do understand. I'm just wondering whether... Let's just do a 2. Let's do a 2 while we're here. Bypass. Give me the 5 cryo. Nice. Neutral outcome. Plus more have... I don't know what to do with... I don't know what the have an edge data does. Alright. I'm going back to this one. And I'm putting 1 star. 1 dot. 1 whatever. Show me the money. So, hey, Solheim data. So that's good. So now we go back to... I want to save these for the money. I'm nearly there. I've nearly got the money. Where am I going? There's Feng. Feng, my buddy. I got you another one of these things. And this time I'm going to read what it says. Right, -1 solar. Excellent. Excellent. Scope in the systems. 15 cryo. I believe that means we've got enough to do this. But, alright, okay. Don't tell me. I'm just working it through. It's just, you know, it's rhetorical. Would it be better to wait till I'm nearly dead to buy the next stabilizer? I think so. I think that's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going with. So, I'm not going to buy this until I'm nearly dead. Because it seems like a waste, given that the first vial we were nearly dead and it filled to full. I can only assume it'll do that again. Maybe not. That might have just been, you know, the first one does better or something. I don't know. Anyway, back to making the money. Let's do one of these. 100% positive. Right. Definitely. Nice. Making some money. So that's now full. What happens when that's full? We don't know. Nothing happens. Now we can't do anything. Do I click on it? No. There's something. There we go. So all of this is Dragos. Pragmatic Salvager. Dragos. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the guard. Into the guard? Into the yard. Ah, she is. Oh, I'm going to go with what is... Beautiful. I love it. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is an A-grade scrap. Why am I trying to do a Romanian accent? Just because he's Dragos. Don't do it. Accent's bad. Hard not to, though. It's hard not to sometimes. I need some more water. Hang on a second. Give me 5 seconds. Give my meatbag user 5 seconds to drink some water. I am virtual, obviously. Chaz, Rover, the virtual person. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this! The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of the crew. What happened? Oh, what do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happens. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a carving iceberg. I love that. Like an iceberg that's having calves? The ship creaks like a carving... I don't think that's the right word, but I love it anyway. As it reaches the base of the yard, Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the S&R freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered? Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Do I care? I mean, I'm trying to stay alive here. I haven't eaten in like 8 days. Dragos squeezes. He squeezes your shoulder. He squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name on the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Oh, thank you. I was going to Google it too. Apparently carving means of an iceberg or glacier split and shed. Ah, glaciers were carving icebergs directly into the sea. Is it the same word as a cow having a calf? And they carving when they give birth? I don't know. I guess they're splitting themselves up. They're making... There we go. Multiple. I just asked the question and you answered, Fleur, and you're a genius. Cows giving birth. There you go. So it's about icebergs giving birth to other smaller icebergs. English, mate. Human beings. Someone's sitting there going, oh, look at this iceberg splitting up. What should we call that process? Oh, we know. They're carving. All right. Rant over. I don't even have my rant screen anymore, do I? Cleared the debt and returned a favor for your first friend on the eye. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Hang on a second, I do have my rant. Is this still it? Ah, no. Because it used my webcam instead of, it used my user's webcam instead of my virtual thing. Yeah, gotcha. So actually, if I want to resurrect this, what could I do to resurrect this? Where is my... it's this. There we go. There I am. And then we do this. We do this, we put that there. Sort of. There we go. That'll be... I'd forgotten about my rant screen. Been a while since I went on a rant. It doesn't work as well as it did with my webcam, you know, looking at my meat space user. What could I do? Maybe I could just do this. Hang on. There we go. Here's my rant screen now. Yay, rant screen. The end is nigh. Anyway, that was just a tangent, just a small tangent. Don't mind me. Yeah, gotcha. Upgrades available. So I'm already +1 here. And do I want to... There seems to be a lot of endures, and I'm already -1, so should I make up for that? Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. This would get me to 0. Sunbathe dice action allows energy recovery at home. Oh. Chance to gain energy on any engage. Energy seems to be my big problem here, so let's +1 on that. That way if I do an engage, I have a chance. Right, okay, gotcha. Kinda. I kinda gotcha. I sort of maybe gotcha. Oh, the game really wants me to be in this view, doesn't it? Alright, so I'll just stick to this view for now then. I'm not going to buy a vial of stabilizer just yet. Study the winter light. The light! Investigate the wreckage. Let's do that one. Where is it? There it is. So it's Intuit. Forensic trawl. Investigate the winter light means picking through its systems and structures with care. Dragos seems increasingly nervous, so there's a time thing there where he's not going to want me around, I guess is what you're telling me? This is more money. Alright, I'm going to do a forensic... Or am I? I still feel like there must be some way of getting food. Somehow. Do I try another one of these? I want this local knowledge to move up. Let's do this. Okay, worst case neutral, which, you know, let's face it, it's gonna be neutral, right? With my luck. Let's do it. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I'm doing it, though. +1 local knowledge. Neutral. Neutral? What a shock. 50-50 goes against me for once. Oh, no. Okay. So, fine. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm alright with that. Oh! Yes! Yes! I knew that's where the food would be! Emphas, an imposing street food vendor. Emphas is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. What an incredible smell you've discovered. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. I think I'll watch for a bit. Despite the queue, Emphas doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphas remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd and Emphas sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Nod. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you, you sleepers, Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Don't ask me what accent I'm doing. Trying, I don't know. He sounds like Memphis, so I'm assuming he's American. But, you know, it's just, I don't know what's coming out my mouth. Just go with it. Just, you know, or not. Just tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, and also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Does sound good. Chili mushroom. New drive. New drive, and I've finally found some food. Finally found some food. Order fungus is 15. Excellent. Okay, cool. And so we've got a new drive, which is get to know Emphas. Emphas loves two things, story and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. Yeah, well, cool. Nom nom nom, nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom, we found some food. Finally. You know, just between you and me, Flern, if I hadn't lost 9 whatever it fucking rolls in a row, I would have got food like 18 cycles ago. Curse you, Iron Jesus. Curse you. Why have you forsaken me? Okay. Not much else to do. We've got no more... I think I'm correct in saying if I've got no more dice, the cycle is over. Unless there's something that I haven't clicked on yet. That's buying that crap. That's buying food. These things are all moving on as the cycle goes. What are we waiting on here? Oh, that's different merchants about to arrive, and this guy's already arrived. Gotcha. Gotcha. I could buy some scrap, but why would I buy some scrap? Most of what comes in from the Starwood Belt is corroded trash, but sometimes something valuable can be found amongst the salvage. I'll bet it was painful, you know? You're probably used to watching big streamers who have streamer's luck. You know, I have the complete opposite of that. Yeah, but I mean, that's the charm of it all. You know? You probably wouldn't have kept watching. You're probably only watching in case I somehow managed to die in the first cycle. I don't think the game would have let me do that. As I mentioned, because there was that exit, what do you want to call it? A way out, because you get that first thing free, the first drugs free. It's probably not possible to die in the first cycle, but hey, I nearly found a way. I nearly found a way. Don't think I want to buy some scrap, or do I? I'm going to go back. I've thought about it. I've thought about it again now. Do I want to buy 20 scrap, or 20 cryos worth of scrap? I'll still have enough for this. I won't have enough for food though, but I'm now full on food. Oh, look, I need to find out what this does, you know? How do I input 20? There we go. Why didn't it work the first time? I want to see what happens. Random scrap item plus scrap allowance and then minus 20. So what did I get? Scrap components, filters, capacitors, sensors, useful salvage to the right person. Alright, so I don't know who that right person is. I also don't know what this stuff does. No, he wants that stuff. Alright, we're sleeping. We're sleeping. Definitely sleeping. End cycle. Fade to black. Credits. I already made that joke. In inverted commas. Joke. Oh. That's a lot of food that just left. Right, it did explain that to me, but I wasn't paying much attention, was I? So I need to get this tracker gone, like ASAP. I need the tracker gone ASAP. So fuck the wreckage. I need to disable the tracker. So I need to follow his leads first, is that right? Okay, I need to chase his leads. Alright, so we're actually doing this one until... Okay, we'll do one more of those. So let's find... Oh, we've got a 2, so why not? Oh, me and the money. Have an age data. Useless. Maybe that's not what I should have done. Maybe it's this one I should do. I've got another 2. Wasting my fucking things on this. Alright, bit of money, I'll take that. Again, have... Oh, I don't know what you do with that shit. What do I do with that shit, huh? Well, look, I'm not going to do that just now because even though it might give me something... How much was this? Can I get rid of that? There we go, that's better. That was 60 credits. But see, now I need food. How much did the food give me? Longest fan. He knows his regular customers in his own ways. You know... No, I'll wait till I'm starving again, I guess. I'll wait till I'm starving, and then buy food. That makes sense, possibly. Because I don't know, does the food give you 3 bars, or does it give you 2 bars? I think it gives you 3 bars. So again, like the flickering at the top here, I should wait as long as possible. Although, the problem here is I don't have as many dye. Maybe once I get to halfway, I'll buy some. Ah, it's so tricky. Alright, so I've not managed to get any data from that. What a waste. What about this one? A 4, don't have a 4, or a 2, don't have a 2. Everything else has been done. So, and here comes the hunter. Ah, it's all over. It's all over. I've been... It's just a disaster. It's just a 100% disaster. Is he still giving me money? I guess we'll do one of these. It's safe. We'll do the safe thing when we've got troubles. +1 yard clearance. It's over there. You can. If it's stuff I've seen before and should still remember because it was in a tutorial, absolutely, sure. I'm going to do another one of those because I don't know what I'm doing. Yay! Neutral. While starving, you lose double the condition. Yeah, no, I did remember that, but here's the thing. So when I sleep on this cycle now, right, I'm going to lose 2, like I lost 2 sleeping overnight. 2 hunger or whatever. Energy. 2 energy. So I assume that'll just put me to starving, but so what order does it happen? Does it then go, I'm starving, and then, and you can answer this if you like, So if I end the cycle now, will I go starving and lose double the condition? Or will it be lose the condition, then be starving? Cool, well, let's do the science. Let's do the science. I'm just going to sleep now, and we'll see. So, like, I've got up to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So per cycle, -2 energy, -1 condition, because I'm not currently starving. I think I can knock off the last bit of energy by sleeping, and it won't do a double. So we'll find out. We'll find out. We were there. The mouse, I'm not moving the mouse. Yeah, so I lost 1 condition, all my food, so definitely the way to do it, because now, I mean, I don't know that you need to min-max this game, but but now's the time to get food, because it should absolutely be, give me back up 3, right? Unless that's a random thing as well. +3, plus fungus, -15 cryo. Perfect. I don't know if it's smart, but, you know, you just explained, you know, science. Science. The game was not clear what would happen first, you know? And I'm stingy. I'm stingy. I'm not buying something unless it's giving me, you know, well, kind of. I still think once I get to 3, I might buy the, if I've got the money, I might buy the drugs, because sure, getting it all the way down and then refilling it is optimal in spending the money for the drugs, but not having, you know, losing all of your dice, that's probably not a good thing. You probably wanted maximum dice. You may even need maximum dice all the time, I don't know. And it didn't feel like this was going to be a game that needed to min-max or be smart about anything. I just thought it'd be roll the dice, move the story on, but there's actually a little bit more to it. And we've got all these good die now. None of them going to be the right... Oh, there's a 4. I haven't got a 4. Or a 2. Okay. So... can't do this right now, if I'm not mistaken. 2 or a 3. I've got a 3. Let's do it, because I want to move this on somehow. I feel like I'm missing something. How did I get that Solenheim stuff before? Stuff he wants. Is this... This doesn't work for it, I assume. No. And I don't know what that works for. Maybe something coming up, maybe something I've missed. He doesn't want anything, whoever that is. So, what that means is, we've done that one for this, that'll happen as we go on. Wait for any fire, so yeah, I'll do that eventually, I guess. I haven't got the money now. Now I've definitely not got the money. But we'll go back to doing Dragos's thing. Oh, go. Hold on, I'll be right back. Grandmother is in a good mood today. She very rarely comes and visits me in the office. So there you go. Where were we? So why would I... Again, I don't know why I would do this. Getting to know the Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit, it means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. See, while I've got these almost certainly to not fail things, maybe I should be doing these? Will it give me anything else? I guess here we go. We need to test stuff out. We'll see if it gives me... Oh, I can't do it? Oh, I can. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. What was the thing I did here? Energy after engage action. Don't need the energy though. Shit. Pyro on interface actions. Gotcha, gotcha. This feels like a waste because I don't know. And that's an intuit. Fuck me. Interface, not intuit. Okay, fuck intuit then. What else have we got here? What's this one? Anything more to do here? No interface actions. That costs money that I don't want to spend yet because I don't think I need it. What's this one doing? Risky danger. Endure engineer. No, I don't know. Don't know. Don't see why I would do that. I need to do this because we're investigating the wreckage. So fuck it. Let's do that. Let's just do it. Scrap item. Ship mine fragment. Could be reassembled with the right tools and a few more fragments. I think we can just go all in on this today. Oh, positive outcome. The worm has turned again. More scrap items. Positive again. Oh, bro. What a day. What a brilliant day. Everything else we're sort of waiting for. Need to get the right dice for Feng. I need to figure out how to get another one for Feng. Any dredge up the old system, what he does with anyone's guess. Doesn't really tell me much. Absolutely. We're firing on all cylinders now. The thing tracking me is going to get me before I find enough for Feng. Boom. That didn't take two, did it? I should have looked at that. I didn't even read it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't think it took two. Okay, so this has arrived. Locked action. Skill upgrade. Emotional damage. Build ship mine fragment. The merchants have acquired a couple of rare ship mine fragments and they are selling them at a high price. I've got a ship mine fragment. Limited supply. Ship mine fragments are hard to... Alright, okay. So, step one. See what we can... Oh, hang on. See which ones I can do here. I've got a 3. I think that means I can use it. Again, I'm not 100% certain about that, but it seems to work. This should give me energy, right? Oh no, does it have to be positive? Oh no, it should have given me cryo, a chance to get cryo on interface. Yeah. Oh, the hunter's back. There we go. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of the hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. Hide! You slip down into the ghostly structures of the eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as their data structures deform and reform around you. Another glimmer catches your eye. Closer now, that roving orb, wreathed in tentacles. Tentacles. I'm calling them tentacles from now on. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it is here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way. It's waving threads creating a cage. Struggle. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing. Comes the scream from behind, but you are already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted, but safe. Nice try, nerd. Nice try. That wants a 4. Don't have a 4. I want a 2 or a 3. Don't have any of that. What is this one? Oh, this payment cryo to glow expanded by hacker that repurposes it. What are you suggesting there? That might give me cryo? I assume, and I may be completely wrong about this, that only the ones that are showing the flashing thing for the quest would give me the data he needs, which, well, nothing's giving me the data he needs anyway, so, you know. Let's see, don't need to eat, can't buy the thing anyway. Let's continue this one, I guess. You know, Fang has said he would disable you if he can get to the bottom of his mystery first. Right, gotcha. Gotcha. Do this one. It's definitely there. Does it either of these? No, okay, cool. So let's... I mean, it's safe anyway, right? I don't know. That'll do. That'll do. Why not? There we go. We've done that. Another scrap item. This is going to move something on. Decaying salvage. Squeezed into the office at the entrance to the yard, you lay out everything you have on the winter light across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos's old writing slate, overlapping lines and scrawled annotations. A set of drone scans fill the small terminal with a spectrum of colors, a heat map of damage and decay. A crumpled printout from the officer's ship registry lies beside them. Synthetic paper so thin it's almost transparent. Look at the monitor? Reactor failure. That is the verdict that anyone would have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the winter light. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in section blotches of color marking the approximate damage of the ship. The approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single blood-red rose radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core leading to a fatal hull breach. A well-documented failure likely brought on by wear or misuse. But you aren't looking at the rose of the reactor, you are looking at a smaller, paler mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos for the ship's main external airlock. It suggests a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hole and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You are looking at it because it is troubling you. Look at the slate. Your attempts at a reconstruction of the winter light before its fatal accident consists of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. This was no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, the new retrofitted into the old, handmade joints and reconditioned filters. It was someone's pride and joy, a lifetime project kept running with care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first, where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they are there. Look at the printout. A plain list. Look at this printout. The plain list shows the registration history of the winter light. The gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The winter light got little rest. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained, a reactor failure preceded by a carefully concealed external entry, a suite of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the winter light, and this was its story. But that's not the full story, because there's something else. It is little more than a list, a tiny chunk of data you were able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the winter light had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments, armored, air-walled. The list, not only recoverable, the only recoverable piece from the whole system is a partial inventory. It details the contents of the hidden compartments. Some of it you recognize, some of it you don't. Shipmine ROMs, shimmer, cryo chain codes, and then the final entry, passenger sleeper. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here. In the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter? Luckier? How had they convinced the Winter Light, a smuggler's ship if you ever saw one, to extract them from SNR? Luckier. You laugh! Lol! There had been no remains found in any of Winter Light's compartments. You had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer. Where do I get I don't have a vial of stabilizer. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This was all you find in their compartment. A parting gift from SNR. Well, it won't go to waste now. You put it back in your pocket. Oh, right. I found a vial of stabilizer. Lel. The kick W. The thought still bothers you, though. 2 ships carrying sleepers coming to the same yard? 2? One after the other? That feels wrong. You flick back and forth between datasets on the terminal, thinking. You see that thumbprint again. I keep reading that as triumphant. I'm going to see that triumphant. And you see that thumbprint again, the mark of someone trying to get in. Someone who entered the Winter Light with precision and speed, and when they were done, left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Suddenly, I'm seeing you. The office door creaks open. Dragos stands in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you have assembled. What's all this? He snatches the slate from the desk faster than you realized he could move. You're running an investigation here? Why, I'm not doing the accent. Sorry. What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whining shrilly. Shrilly. His anger passing to it through his implants. Where is this ship from? Leave this alone. He starts shaking his head. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself, this is the last thing I need. Who's bringing you these ships? Where's Rachel? Dragos freezes, suddenly angry. Why are you asking? You looking to get us both killed? We cut these things up. That's our part. Their part is something I don't want to know. Dragos seems to steady himself and then turns back to you, the heat map of the reactor failure reflected in his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay. I've given you work. He stumbles over the words, unsure of what to say. There's plenty others who would have sold you on, turned you in. But not me, no. Appreciate that, but... Don't. He shakes his head. I'm not discussing my business with you. He quiets the drone. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat. But this obsession you have with this ship isn't going to work for me. I can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is you are after. He sighs. You can't work here anymore. Dragos, no! My work, Dragos. I need the work. There's plenty of work to be had on the Eye. Salvagers need offloads in the Rotunda, and Yatagan are always looking for crew. I'm not the only show in town. Dragos reaches across you and flicks off the terminal. As the light of the monitor dies, a kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it is done. You made it out, Sleeper. That means you have to move on. Someone killed that ship and its crew. And you want to meet them? He shakes his head. We are done here. In the dark, Dragos's headset glints, and you wish for a moment you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then he would understand. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing him into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his headset as expressionless as always. You can stay in the container. I won't take that from you. Oh, you're so kind. Let me live in a fucking container. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite, with an edge of disappointment. You walk out of the office and then out of the yard, not stopping to look back. 07 Dragos, fuck you. Salute, fuck you. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this at least guarantees you a little more time. And as you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed the Winter Light, and whether or not that person will come for you. They're coming for me. Oh, another drive done. Found a gift from someone like you, hidden away. So, dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. That sounds pretty good. Chance to gain random strack. Strack. Me a fucking strack, mate. Random scrap item on engineer actions. I kind of... What about this? Agent nodes give double data rewards. Agent nodes give double data rewards. +1 engage. Self-repair up here. Nah, I think I want to do this. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. That looks like it might be useful. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Who can really say? Who can really say? All right, we've got one more dot. Dragos has left us to the fucking wolves. Haven't got any. Oh, there we go. Stabilizer. Well, I don't need to buy the stabilizer. Brilliant. I don't think there was a 1 in any of these, was there? Maybe we'll do one of these. Yatagan agent. There was a 1. Let's do a Yatagan agent and see what happens. Yay! +5 cryo. Now I have Yatagan data and Havanach, right? Okay, so good. So much exactly what I wanted. You have no idea how much I wanted that. Let's sleep. Oh, inject stabler. Oh, that's where I do that. Gotcha. I'm gonna wait till I've only got. Whoa, yeah, interesting. So I'm gonna lose 2 energy and 1 condition. And they'll still have 3 dice. But the next cycle, definitely I want the stabilizer. If I remember, because this is the last cycle, and then I'm ending the stream because I've done over 2 hours. And there's other shit to do in life. Possibly. There we go, we're starving. But, hopefully that's sort of where it's saved. How do I know? 45 seconds. Doesn't seem like it could be it. Anyway, we're 45 seconds ago. That is, what's it called? Citizen Sleeper. Not bad. Not bad. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I will continue playing it. Probably tomorrow. Possibly tomorrow. Anyway, next time I stream, whether it be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or 700 years from now, I'll definitely play this. Because now I want to know what happens. Thanks for the follow, Flern. Have a great time zone. That's probably an autocorrect, but that might be the greatest thing anyone's ever said to me. I will have a great time zone, Flern. Thank you for hanging out and helping with the game, and hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Thank you to the lurkers. Au revoir. Goodbye. Jesus. Booze. Yes! We're doomed! Oh no, we're not doomed. No, we're doomed!